Hey guys, Jerry here and welcome back to GregTech. We are still playing with the nuclear reactor, although like a bit of time has passed because I needed to make like a bunch of new components here in order for us to potentially expand the production. Now, there is one thing that I'm kind of worried about because I have to run this reactor really hard in order for it to give a lot of power off. And because I'm using these dual fuel rods here, I know I could upgrade them even all the way up to quad actually. But because I'm using these dual ones, there's actually quite a lot of heat being produced pretty much immediately where they are. So I like to be able to cool my reactor a bit before we go and play with it. Like I'm gonna go over there right now. I don't think I have any machines going that will end up sucking all the power because there's not enough being generated. But you'll see what I mean in just a moment when we get over here. I also put up a couple of signs to remind me to put on my protective gear here, radiation zone. Basically, because I'm running the reactor so hard, it actually damages players around it if they're not wearing this stuff. So, as you can see, I have it all the way up here. And I'm getting the constant click, 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 click whenever I'm near it. So, 85 EU per tick. Let us turn it off for a moment. Now, I want to cool it down a bit, so that's why I'm putting this reactor heat vent in here, which will slowly cool it down. It's not something that's going to go fast, but it will go sort of steadily. I don't know exactly how long it'll take for it to actually reach a state where I can, you know, fiddle with it without risking it blowing up, but basically if you look here you can see actually the power generation is dropping slowly. It was 85 just a moment ago, but now it's only 84 because it's cooler. But yeah, I would like to get it down to the point where it doesn't do this click on me all the time, but whatever. But basically you can see, I'm just gonna try really quickly doing this here. If I put this in next to it, you can see power goes up a lot. A lot actually, but so does the heat. So that's why I have all of these new heat components, or heat removal components here. So I have 2 component heat vents here. This is not gonna be enough, I know that for a fact. I'm gonna need at least 1 more heat vent, but I'm probably also gonna need to upgrade some of these to advanced. And yeah, that's gonna be a minor problem, or sort of a problem at least, because I really don't have... Well, I do have that much material. It's just a matter of having it refined and sort of being slightly low on iron. But yeah, let's... Like, I think I used pretty much all my aluminium to... Also, did I turn it off? I think I did. Yeah, I probably did. Basically, for once in my life, I'm able to actually power the blast furnace without it actually draining my reserves, but which has allowed me to refine a bunch of aluminium, but I don't have that much of it refined still. So I should probably have left it on over there, but yeah. I also need to make a bunch more of these iron bars. That's actually also going to be a problem. I should have prepared better for this. I just realized that. Ah. Shucks. Anyway. Iron into the lathe, and then luckily we have something else we can do while all of this is processing. But for now, at least, let's get these 4 in here. Actually, that's inverted. Yeah, I was upgrading one of them before. Heat vent, there we go. Now these heat vents actually have another purpose as well. As you can see here, I can actually put them as a cover on top of the furnace and other machines in order to reduce the amount of power they use. But for now, I actually would like to see, can I upgrade this into an advanced one? Yeah. That's the RH condensator reactor heat vent, that's the sort of one I have, but I want to make an advanced heat vent here. I probably need 2 of these, but I'm just gonna start out by making 1. Now the advanced heat vent dissipates 12 heat from itself, so twice that of a normal heat vent. Which means that it'll hopefully be able to cope with the extra amount of heat that I will generate from having 2 fuel rods rather than just 1. So I'm also going to need a diamond. I'm actually going to, since I'm going to need to make 2 of these, let's just put 2 in there. And then I'm going to need these iron rods in order to make more iron bars. There we are. But again, I'm also going to need a bunch more aluminium and all that sort of stuff, so yeah, that's always fun. Advanced heat vent. Let's go play with the reactor again, and then put some... I think I should have enough backup to get 8 aluminium here going. And even then, because I'm playing with the reactor over here, I will be generating a bit of power. Now again, I'm really kind of being careful about this reactor, mainly because it is so hot that I don't have a lot of time to react should anything bad happen. But then again, we've already seen sort of worst case scenario. It's cooled down a bit. We can work with this. Let's move all of this down one so we have a bit more space to play with. Down one. Yeah, if you would start damaging me, that'd be great. Alright, let's see here. Now, in this scenario, we can dissipate from each of these vents can take, what, 6, so 18 heat in total, and this one can dissipate 8 and 8. So, most likely, this will cause these heat vents here to heat up and actually lose durability. So let's take this one out. And then let's see here. Are these heating up? Yes, they are. Is this one heating up? Yes. No, it's not. But these ones are. So I cannot dissipate heat fast enough from these guys. So what I'm thinking that I'll need to do... First of all, get one more advanced heat vent up here for this one. That should reduce the strain on the rest of them for a bit, so that's going to be the first step. Let's turn these off again, and then grab this one and go back in. Hopefully I have enough aluminium refined already that I can... Like, the aluminium doesn't take too long, it just uses a lot of power. But if I can get this nuclear reactor doubled up, or even more than doubled up, with the extra fuel element here, then... Even with the this blast furnace running, I'll be able to generate more power than I need. Nope, not done yet. Excellent, fantastic, just what I needed. Really. How about the iron bars then? That's better. That's at least some progress. Oh yeah. Toss that in there. And let us have a look. Actually, let's just quickly look outside on the notice board here, because, again, a bit of stuff has happened here. So nuclear plant, or power plant nuclear, we can sort of remove that as something that we haven't done and then say optimize and expand nuclear facility. Nuclear plant. There we go. Optimize and expand. Now, you'll notice this little sign here, bookcase for manuals. This is again... Tripping over my tongue here. This is again one of the other mods I have in the pack. It's Bibliocraft, which is basically a mod that allows you to create a bunch of furniture. Like, if we remember, in here, we have this little tool rack over here, which is a Bibliocraft thing. And I normally keep my crowbar in here, but I had to get it to, you know, pry those heat vents off of the other machines. So, in order to make a bookcase, we need wood, oddly enough. So, if I recall correctly, it's something like this. And then we can put these in the middle. No? Let me just see here. Case. Oak bookcase. Okay, apparently it only supports the vanilla woods here. I think there is some sort of add-on for it that allows you to use other woods, but I guess we'll just have to settle for vanilla woods then. Alright, in that case I want a spruce bookcase. Because why not? Let's get 2 of these. You see, you can make these full spruce wood door. But you can also, if we do this, there we go, spruce bookcases. Now these things are gonna have a purpose, because I have all these manuals here. And I would love for them to be like sort of readily accessible in the workshop. I think there's one of them I have 2 of. Manual 2, printer manual, OS manual 2, crop dictionary, yeah, I have 2 of those, so let's leave that one, grab the others. So I would love these things to be readily accessible in here where I actually need them, so Where should I put this bookshelf? I think I want to do it... Let's put it over here. And then we can just, you know, see covers and upgrades. They go together. Now, turbine and thermal boiler, they're sort of manual for specific machines. Then there's the general GregTech manuals here. And we have... Then down here, we actually, hold on, this is Friend the Pipe is also like a special machine, so let's do this. And then down here we can have Crop Dictionary, we can have Printer Manual, that's like operating system stuff, and Greg OS Manual too. There we go. And you can see the location of the shelf actually corresponds to where I put them in here. So we have our manuals over here now, which I think is quite nice. And then we can leave the bottom shelf for like enchanting books and such. So, with that out of the way, let's look. Power still going down, but not as fast, meaning that hopefully something's done here. And once we get these 4, we should be able to make another advanced heat vent, and then we can try and look in the reactor again and see how much heat how much more heat we need to dissipate. So let's see, we need 4 of these. Just gonna leave that recipe in there. And for some reason I keep forgetting that this one is actually the other way around. There we go. 1 heat vent, 2 heat vents. Oh god, do I really have to wait for this one to cool down? Alright, so I'm actually gonna have to go over to the nuclear reactor, put it next to a component heat vent, and wait for it to cool down. That's sort of, I don't know, depressing or annoying. It's annoying at least that I have to go over here again just to get it to work with the recipe. On the other hand, I could just exchange it for one of the other ones. There we go. Now, I feel like I should point out that all of, like, this episode here, I would have loved for some of you guys to give some input on the nuclear reactor stuff we did last episode, but unfortunately I'm in a situation where I have to be recording a bit of stuff way ahead of time, so I know that you guys probably have a lot of suggestions, a lot of things that you're like ripping out your hair saying, you're doing it wrong! And I know, I would love to hear them, but unfortunately, as it is right now, I have to pretty much record ahead of time, and that means I won't be able to react to comments until a couple of episodes from now. So, that's not an excuse not to make comments, just know that it'll take a bit of time for me to react to them, because I have to make sort of a bit of recording ahead of schedule here. Anyway, let us get in here, put this one in, and then let us see the heat build. Still quite fast. We can't really dissipate enough from these guys out here. Like there's quite a lot of heat being built up here actually. Quite a lot. Now the question is, because we can't really put more component heat vents in because we need these 2 next to each other. That's necessary. So the question is whether it would make more sense to make 4 more heat vents and then upgrade all of these 4 to the big one as well. I think it would make sense. I think that would make a lot of sense actually. So yeah, that's gonna be the point. So 4 more heat vents, that's gonna take some time to do. I'm most likely gonna do that, you know, off camera, because it does need a lot of stuff to be done. Actually, I should also... I kind of need the power as well, so I'm gonna leave this one on, but I'm gonna take... Let's take this one out. Turn it on. And again, it should have plenty of heat. But I am just gonna take these away and heat up the reactor again. I would like I do like the reactor to be hot whenever. Actually, let's heat it up quickly. This should not take long. I do like the reactor to be really hot whenever it's like making power for me. There we go, 86, that's fine. Put that in there, that there. Let's just put this one here. Then there's definitely no heat coming out of it. There we go, 86 energy per turn. or energy per turn, energy units per tick. That's still quite a lot of power. So combined with solar panels, and maybe we can turn on the lava generators, we should be able to make all the aluminium we want as long as that fuel rod lasts. So yeah, excellent, excellent. Let's see, I have 4 aluminium in there, so this is now for free, and there we go. This amount of aluminium should give us all the heat vents we need. Now, hopefully, let's see, is the power going down? Yes, it is actually going down quite slowly. Let us, I actually want to use the methane here first, rather than the lava, just because this frees up some cells I can use for other stuff. So let's see, still not quite enough. All right, give it a lava boost. And then hopefully if we sleep until morning, we get the solar panels going as well, and the energy should rise rather than fall. Now again, the solar panels, they're lovely, they give a lot of passive power. I think I've mentioned this a couple of times in comments and such. I have 16 of them. I'm actually just quickly gonna show you guys, because I'm not sure I've shown you how many there are. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 there, and then 5 there and 5 there. So we have 16 in total here. I do want to make more of these, like, it would be awesome to cover the entire building in them, but they are still quite expensive, and at the moment I kind of want to use my, like, I'm not really mentioning stuff in terms of how much power or how much resource it costs anymore. It's more like how much power does it cost to make. The power really is the limiting factor here, and until I had the nuclear reactor, the 2 ways really I had of making a lot of power was either waiting, like just standing AFK waiting for the solar panels to work, doing other stuff around the base, or burning tons and tons of fuel, and even that didn't speed it up that much. So I've been making a bit of mercury here, and I've been preparing a lot of ruby dust. If we look in here, we should see a full stack of ruby dust. Now ruby dust, of course it's either used for the energium dust, which again used for energy crystals, which again are used for Labatron crystals, and this is pretty much the next step once we have the nuclear reactor really set up, because Labatron crystals are used in the MFSU, which is the big Industrial Craft 2 vanilla storage unit. Capacity 40 million EU, so 10 times as much as the current MFE we have. But it does need a lot of Labatron crystals, 6 of them, and these needs a lot of advanced circuits. Now, advanced circuits, as I've shown before as well, the best way to make them by far is this one, and the best way to make these advanced circuit boards is not this one, but this one, silicon plates. And luckily I actually have made a lot of silicon plates, pretty much for this exact occasion. Basically I really want an MFSU, so I can just leave the nuclear reactor on and not worry about overflowing like that. If all my machines stop and I'm like away from the base for like 10-20 minutes, then chances are that this one could actually fill up and I'll start wasting power, and that would be really sad, considering that how expensive power really is for me. Like I consider my power to be quite valuable, and I would really rather not waste it. So that's that. I should probably have left this fuel rod over in the nuke side, whatever. But yeah. Now the other reason that I've been, actually hold on, let me just think for a moment here. Do I have any? I have one advanced circuit. That's not enough really to do much with. But yeah, the other thing that we need to start looking at is really these overclockers that you can apply to your machines to make them work faster at the expense of more power. Again, there are a number of ways to make them. Overclocker upgrade. As you can see, you can either use a 60k helium coolant cell, you can use sodium, potassium coolant cell thingy, but potassium is actually really hard to get. From what I can tell, unless you have access to the end, which I don't quite have yet. I have access, but I don't have two-way access. Or you can just make one with water cells, which is sort of the, like, it's the cheaper way, but then again, the other way, of course, helium normally comes from, let's see, helium cell here, endstone dust and glowstone dust, Now 16 glowstone gives you 1 helium cell, which is enough for 2 overclockers, so I'm actually gonna go ahead for this. But you can see the time here, the time is ridiculous. 16 glowstone dust. Do I have that in here? I do. So let's see, this is gonna take 20 minutes to sift through this machine. So this is probably not gonna be something we'll see until next episode, unfortunately, because 20 minutes is a long time to just stand here waiting. I guess that's an entire episode just standing here waiting for this thing to sift through with the glowstone, but I reckon it's gonna be interesting enough once we actually get it done. See, I also have a bunch of carbon fiber here I've been preparing with all the ruby dust here. Again, ruby dust to energium dust to energy crystals, and from here on they can either go to upgrade my drill one more time to the iridium drill, which has fortune 3, which is something I really want to do. So let's see, iridium reinforced plate, implosion compressor, 8 industrial TNT, iridium alloy ingot. Iridium alloy is advanced alloy and an industrial diamond. So we need to make a bunch of industrial diamonds, like 3 of them. Then we need 12 iridium plates. Let's see, how much iridium do I actually have? I have 13. Just barely enough. But then again, there are other things that might be worth doing rather than that. But the one thing I really wanted to show you guys with the ruby dust, energium dust to crystal is the armor that you can make with it, nanosuit armor. Now this stuff prevents all damage done to you as long as you're wearing it. And the full set will protect you against a nuclear blast. But it does use quite a bit of power. So again, once we have the MFSU and we have the nuclear reactor up and running reliably, we can actually, you know, upgrade our armor to be something quite serious, which will make it a lot safer for me to be in dungeons overall. But yeah, again, that's all in the future, but the future is approaching rapidly. It really is. So here's to the future, and I'll see you next time. Bye.